This year, 2026, South Africa may produce its largest canola crop on record. At least this is based on the area that the farmers intend to plant. They intend to plant around 189,000 hectares. That is up 8% from the previous season. And if you take that area and you multiply it with the average yield in canola planting is around 1.89 tons per hectare. That could give us a crop that is just under 360,000 tons, which would be the biggest crop on record. But to achieve the average yield, you must, of course, experience favorable weather conditions. That remains an unknown heading into this season as to whether we will get the good rainfall across the Western Cape. The Western Cape is our main canola producing province because canola is a winter crop. There are a number of reasons why canola is expanding. Some of them over the years related to the continuous use or demand for canola products, and to an extent that now we actually, as South Africa, a net exporter of canola product. In recent years, we've started exporting some of the canola to the European countries. We use canola seeds for oils and for oil cake for animal feed side. But the second reason, which I think is a primary one behind this current season, is that we've seen a switch from wheat area plantings being moved to canola and a bit of it to barley. And the reason for that is because the wheat farmers in the Western Cape are experiencing immense pressure. There's a number of challenges that they are facing. One of them is the fact that wheat prices are generally at the lower levels at the moment because of the global glut of wheat. There's just too much wheat in the world market. And of course, as South Africa, we take cue to the international wheat prices, which is why you see domestic wheat prices are under pressure. Although we import about half of the wheat that we consume as a country. And the second part is also that input costs are rising. If you think about the fuel cost and the fertilizer cost, because of this war that we are seeing in the Middle East, is the second part. And it is because of these rising cost pressures and the lower international wheat prices that you have heard many farmer associations in South Africa saying, hey, we have to think about revising up the wheat import tariff so that the domestic farmers can reach a certain level of profitability. So that has been one of the challenges, which is why you are seeing that some of the folks are moving the area to canola, and of course the other area going to barley. So while we celebrate the expansion in the canola production in South Africa, I think there is important context that we must appreciate, that part of it is indeed because of the demand, but part of it is because the folks are just looking for ways to say, how can we stay profitable and sustainable and be able to farm? And those that are seeing that they're experiencing a lot of difficulties on wheat, they are moving, of course, to canola. Canola itself can face its own challenges. For example, in last season, the 2025-26 production season, it was tough because there were snail infestation to an extent that others had to plant twice or three times in some areas. But in this current year, these are still the intentions to plant the 189,000 hectares. So in the coming months, we will see if the folks will plant this area, and also if the weather conditions will be favorable. If they do plant the area and the weather conditions are favorable, then I think the yield estimate of 1.89 tons per hectare may be possible. And if they do achieve that, then a crop of around 360,000 tons may be achievable, or we may be able to realize that. And that will be the largest canola crop on record in South Africa. And that will mean then continuing to export, and of course making sure that we have enough for the domestic market. But the motivation behind this is really the fact that the wheat farmers are experiencing a bit of challenges with the lower prices and their rising input costs.